I have 8:30. At this time, I'll call the January meeting of the West Memphis Utility Commission to order. First item on the agenda is the approval for the minutes of the December 10th meeting. Think everybody received it in their packets.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the December 10th minutes.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Holmes to, second by Mrs. Brown. Any further discussions, additions, or deleting? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is the December safety report.
Good morning, all.
Morning.
All right, December is going to be our end of the year for 2020. We've got a running count right now of 449 days without lost time injury. 65 for the last recordable. We ended up 2020 with 4 recordables. That put our incident rate for the year at 5.3. And then, as of today, we're at 0. Now, this has been a running chart that I've kept, just added 2020s to it. And I think what's significant about it, in my opinion, is that the lost time days part, back when this first started and I started in on the safety, you can see our lost time days, we were having considerable amounts of lost time days every year. And then 18, we went, longest span was 742 days, I think, and it finally was broken. Like I said, now we're on 449. But that red bar up there that shows 19 days, that just goes to show that any little thing can be bad enough to cause you some lost time. We're very fortunate to go over 2 years. We're just, like I said, we try to keep it on the road. We're going to continue on with this 449. Make employees more aware. I think that's the key to it, is that their awareness stays up. And if they're thinking about what can hurt them or what they can do to keep them from getting hurt, that prevents a lot. And to that note,
We're going to just add something to that. I can tell you the last 2 lost time accidents were actually traffic accidents that caused them to be. So it was actually incidents while driving the vehicle. You don't think of that as a work related, but our guys are just on the roads and traveling so much within the traffic. Those were actually the last 2 lost time accidents were due to traffic accidents, not actually where they're out there performing their assigned job. You know, it wasn't doing electrical work or doing sewer repairs or water. It was in traffic. So that's
true. Good
One
point.
of the least dangerous aspects of their job is drive.
but it can be bad enough. You know, that's one of the things.
And then December's monthly safety meeting was on Christmas safety. And it wasn't about changing bulbs on your tree and all that kind of stuff, but it was about getting distracted during these holiday times and trying to come back to center, take 4 seconds, stop with your mind's running off with things that don't have to do with what you're working on. Just come back, because really truly the hazards are always there. It's only our awareness that kind of goes away. Then we had 3 linemen apprentices. They passed their finals for 2020 program year they're in. They'll be moving up, and we enrolled 3 new apprentices that got hired back this summer. So we'll have 6 total in the program for 2020. Other than that, that's all I've got. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you. Personnel update.
Just real quick, we have not had any new hires or resignations in the month of December. Again, some of those are due to we are not actively trying to fill those, and some of them we are still waiting and looking for applicants to make sure we get, an HR person kind of told me once, and this is just, just be slow to hire. You want to make sure you get the right person. So maybe we're being a little too slow, but we're satisfactory right now performing the duties that we need within the city, but we need to get some people start getting people in and starting to get them trained for the future. So we will hopefully be actively trying to fill those positions this year. Any questions?
Are you getting any feedback from the employees of open positions that are causing extra workload or problems?
Well, again, it goes back to,
It's the first one, there you go.
What's going on? It's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see it.
Use a different color than red, or like red blind, color blindness, because I have a hard time reading red. Still it shows.
And you can't even see the red.
all right, so, again, I think you've got to make sure we're filling these positions, just like linemen, you need to continually have folks coming up through the ranks no matter what. Some of the water positions and stuff like that, all the same thing. I need to get some guys in there and start moving up the scale.
Any further questions? Thank you. Next item is quotes and permission to sell scrap transformers.
Yes, that's me. Y'all had two quotes in your packet, and this is a weird one. I'm asking y'all to accept the highest, not the lowest. That's right, it's income. We want to accept the highest quote from Solomon Solutions at $8.75 per KDA.
Big span.
Big difference.
And I've got a question.
All right?
Down towards the bottom on Solomon's bill, there's all these stipulations. All equipment is expected to be electrically sound. If they are electrically sound, why are we scrapping them?
And I don't know what they mean by that. I mean, these are burned up
Well,
transformers. So I'm not gonna sit here and
Try
try to explain what electrically sound is defined as. But they're burned up transformers.
that's what I thought they were.
These are not transformers that can be, yeah, they're scrap. These are not transformers that can be hooked up and be used.
and they are still filled with.
They're structurally sound that, so it means they have oil inside them and
I would
not,
think they would want the oil removed.
that's part of the reason why we're selling to them, because they take care of this, they do this. for
Because
us.
it
All we
says
do
in
is-
there they must be filled with oil and then the PVDs or whatever.
Right.
Okay. PDM. Do I have a motion? Have a motion by Ms. Marshall,
Second.
second by Mr. Owens to accept Sunbelt Solomon Solutions of $7,108.50. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. You may sell. Next item is approval of the employee handbook.
All right, all right, what I'm asking is, because by ordinance, this commission is responsible for the personnel policies associated with the utility employees. That's why anytime a utility employee has a grievance of a personnel policy grievance of some type, it comes to this body, not the city council. So technically, this body could have its own personnel manual or employee handbook. I don't think that is the best thing, because we have a single HR director for the whole city. I think it's best that since we all are city employees, so the city council has approved this employee handbook. Me and Janice, and we've worked on this with all the other department heads together, and this is a great step. I think this is needed to be done since I got hired back in 2002. So I think this is a good first step. Again, though, as we were told, everything in here is not perfect, but this is it's basically a living document that I think Ms. Janice, like she said, is committed to start working on and revising needed things yearly. It's something we need to revisit yearly, especially as, labor laws continually change every year. We need to make sure we're in compliance with that. So what I'm asking is that y'all adopt the City of West Memphis employee handbook for West Memphis Utilities employees.
Have a motion by Mr. Barnes to adopt this, second by Mrs. Brown. Any further discussions, additions, or deletions?
It's a lot.
I didn't read it near as closely as I read that piece. All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes.
All right. Just to give you all an update, where we'll be is I've actually already scheduled a meeting with the supervisor team and the two personnel. We have two people that represent the utilities on the personnel committee for the city. They will also be in there, and we're going to go over the highlights of some of the major changes associated in there. There's a lot of just generic stuff in here, things you have to, the FMLA policy is the FMLA policy. That's, federal, those kind of things, and some of those others in there. But we're going to be doing that tomorrow, and then we will be having sessions with our employees and handing these to them. And the very back page of this, you notice that they will be asking them to acknowledge that they've received it. So,
Who's representing the West Memphis Utility? I know you said two others.
say that again.
Who's on that committee?
Actually, it's not me on the committee. I'm not a member of the committee. The members that represent utilities is Carl Chambers, excuse me. It's not an L in there. And Sean Ryan. And those are actually elected by the employees of the utilities. And they are on there for 2 years, is that right, Ms.
That's
Coleman?
correct, 2 years.
They're on there until the end of this year, and then we'll have elections for if the utilities nominates, and then they're voted on by all the employees of the utilities, of who represents them. And just, I like to have a person, the main person who's there, and then an alternate, just because in case the main person's not there, the alternate can be there, and so you have two people kind of available, to kind of know what's going on, and make sure they hear the same thing. And so Carlos is, the representative, and then Sean is the alternate. But they both they attend the meetings.
Question. They signed this showing they received.
That is correct.
Could they get a copy of the book where they signed it, and then we keep a copy where they signed it?
Actually, they will be given the book and they will sign it saying that they've received the book. So we will
Right.
keep the signed copy saying they received it. They keep the book
Right.
and we keep the signed copy that says they
I was
received
just
it.
thinking they might need.
As long as we have a copy saying they received it.
Recorded it.
All
Okay.
right.
So then you'll need to be sure page 35.
Yeah, we're gonna put a blank. Yeah, no, that's one of the things we discussed, is they're getting that adjustment, so where that's a blank page by itself. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had already discussed that we need to have a blank page put in, inserted, so that the acknowledgement form is on a page by itself.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay, is there any information, anything else to come before us?
I want to just give y'all a couple updates on things going on, just on past things that y'all addressed and where we're at. Water rate adjustment was passed by city council, okay, and becomes effective February 1st. Okay, so it actually, the bills that were sent out in February will have the water rate adjustment. We're still moving forward with the bond issue. We're currently waiting, we've got to wait on upstairs to financially close out December so we can get those financials to Jackson Howell and Associates so they can do their initial, I guess, letter statement audit, so where that can be given to the bond council and for the bond issuance. I talked to her, she's expecting that around the 1st of February. It's just her up there trying to catch up and get everything done. And she's also just recently had to self-quarantine, so it's just one of those issues where it's just time. And the AMI project, we are continuing to work on contracts, and we have received the contracts from the vendors. We have had internal meetings and expressed what we did not feel was appropriate, myself, Ward, Mike Stevenson, and our consultants, what needs to be adjusted, and we hope to get that turned back to them shortly. And that's all I have as far as updates. And then the only thing I wanted to follow up with y'all about is the financial statements. Has everybody filled those out and turned them into the city clerk? That needs to be done by January 31st. If you do not know where your financial statement is, do you have the ability to get them another one? Yes. So before you leave, if you do not have the blank, or you don't remember where it was, please give it to Ms. Danielle. Because again, I'm being told that if you don't have that by January 31st, technically you can be fined. Is that, I don't know.
I think that's right.
Huh?
That's correct.
That's correct.
I was late last year, nothing happened, so I got a messy phone call.
Well, I think everybody,
Yeah.
Question on the water rates.
Okay.
You said they're effective February 1st.
Correct. So
The
the,
February bill is going to have some January usage. Are you
That is
gonna bill
correct.
all,
the
because that's what it's
bid,
billed.
that's when it's
So
based
you're not
on
breaking up the bill, it's the total amount.
what is billed in February will have the adjusted rate. I don't know how much I can't go out there and read your meter on February
No, I.
15th and know how much of it was
Exactly. There's no way.
in January and how much of it was in February.
Every year twice.
Right.
Is there any, talking about AI thing, change the billing software?
As of right now, no. Correct.
I'm thinking for manufacturing purposes.
You're talking about the tax incentive, where the sales tax, so where we can actually have, and I know what you're talking about. There, right now, there is no discussion on that. And what he's talking about is, in the state of Arkansas, manufacturing, any manufacturing of a product, you get a reduction on sales tax, on your electric sales tax and your water. No, it's just electric. It's electric and natural gas.
Yeah.
Electric, any electricity used for the manufacturing of the product, you get a reduced sales tax. Our system, you either charge 0 sales tax or you charge the full sales tax. I can't change the sales tax by product. So we charge the full sales tax, and the customers are required to go through the
Department of Finance?
okay, the Department of Finance to get that reimbursement. So
Yeah. Sending copies of your utility bill, and
Yeah.
the meter has to be certified by them, and
that's correct.
it's a whole process. And you do that every year. For me, it's a big deal for me, but for
Right.
places like Coca-Cola and industry, kind of, it could be.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, those places, we don't charge sales tax to. They do their own directly. Yeah, exactly, for the most part. Yeah, exactly.
I don't.
For many years that I've been on this commission, Mr. Ross always adjourns. And he will be missed by me in every meeting. So if we have nothing else come before us, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved. Ms. Marshall, second. Mr. Burns. All in favor? Aye. We stand adjourned.